If you find yourself with a camera in your hand and want to learn how to use it, please subscribe to this channel, like the videos, comment below.
Hey Photos family. Today we're going to be talking about something we probably are a bit more aware of, but it also is a frame or framework that we need to give some attention to as we plan and put things into our framework. So this is, I guess, where we're kind of niching down our photographs. As we create this frame for our photograph, we are creating frames within a frame. Now, bear with me here for a second. We're not getting deep into the weeds here. But within the framework that we have of, let's say, a portrait, we have this person sitting in a chair, but we want additional intrigue. We don't want them just sitting in a studio on a white sweep. We want them sitting in a setting, and we want that setting to be a blue sky, refreshing, sunny day, but we don't want to create the feeling of oppressive heat because there's no clouds, there's no shade. So that setting is both the purpose, the feeling, the environment itself, a framework. You have your subject, you have your background, you have your foreground. That's also going to give you many other things that we'll be going into more later of other frameworks on how you're going to balance your lighting and the camera angle you have. So you see how each and every piece of what we do naturally fits into frameworks. And I give this to you so that we can intentionally think about each question as we come to it at each level that it appears. If we try to answer these questions at a different level, it's not going to feel right. It's not going to pull together or come together in the right manner. And that's what I want us to see and realize. I've struggled with this for many years. This, I think, is the answer to one of the biggest struggles I had for many of the opportunities I had to image products, that I just wasn't getting the story to come together. I had pieces of things. I was doing what other people had done, but I wasn't effectively putting the pieces together. I didn't use the frameworks effectively. I didn't tell the story because my story was disjointed and disconnected. I was telling the middle to get people's interest, and then I was bringing in the interest in the very middle of the story, and I was trying to tell the ending of the story with everybody being happy, and my ending was different than everybody else's anticipation of the ending. The ending doesn't have to be bad if it's unanticipated, but your audience needs to be able to follow your story so that by the time you get to the end, whether the ending is anticipated or not, they understand the story has ended when the end comes. In our photographs, if our frameworks aren't set up properly to be able to give a conclusion to the photograph, like, what's the person doing? Why are they standing there? Or why are they sitting in a field and nothing is going on? They're not in the shade. They're in these weird old 1800s clothes. You know, there's so many things that the frameworks help us to figure out, to answer ahead of time. And that's what I want to draw your attention to. For today specifically, it's the framework within the frame of the subject, the foreground, the background. It's a very important detail. You've got other things like we've talked about. The framework itself has a pull. The framework is going to tell the tale. And at the very end, you've got the purpose for the framework. Because the purpose of the framework is to give form to your photograph as a whole. not just whether it's portrait or landscape, but creating that canvas for you to be able to take that image, so that when you put your minor framework inside the framework, such as the person sitting on a chair in an open field with the blue sky, refreshing to see blue skies, right? Perhaps even more so after a cold winter. So you see how the context and the frameworks of stories really do pull together some very intriguing, fascinating parts and pieces to photographs. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you giving a thumbs up to this video for content, and giving us comments down below of what you found intriguing about this video, or things that you've learned, things that you think is valuable added content to this video. Thank you so much. If you're not yet a subscriber, we would love to have you join us, subscribe, and join our family, the Photos family. Thank you so much. God bless.